My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Monster Train 2. Banished and Luna Coven back in the MT2 clans. Hell yeah. We got Herzl's Horde, gain... Oh! Okay. Herzl's Horde, deployable upgrade is 50% cheaper, also gain 4 deployable energy. And then Swordmaiden, 1 Ember 2 size, on summon, draw an equipment card from your deck, and the Artificer ability, which is triggers when any equipment is attached to any ally on the same floor, gain Valor 8. This means we can use Swordmaiden and all of our additional deployment energy to really good effect. We've also got Talus as our base champion. We will be fighting Stryx and Hallow, but we won't be fighting the Flesh Weaver, unfortunately. Seraph, Chosen of Savagery, is going to ask us to have answers for the silence units in the backline. Bloody Moons can even be those answers. 2 Ember to deal 25 damage and slay a unit to gain 2 Ember. 2 Selfless Sacrifices in the base deck as well. I'm pretty excited about the future of this deck already. Winged Steel versus Jackstrips. Honestly, knowing that we're going to Seraph, Chosen of Entropy, the Jackstrips are incredible because they have spell shards as one of their primary mechanisms for dealing damage, and the spell shards have Spell Shield 2 and 1 health. If they ascend once, the Jackstrips kills them. So I can set up on the second floor for the final fight, and there's no amalgams in that fight either, I think. Do I really need to just prepare for that, though? Winged Steel is draw 1. And I do love to draw 1. There's so many sources of draw in this game. You know how few sources there are of deal 3 piercing damage whenever an enemy unit moves between floors? I can literally only think of 1. Celestial Radiance, shift to apply melee weakness to enemy units. Pretty good for stacking a stupidly high amount of melee weakness on an enemy and then exploding them. Versus Battle Cleric. Resolve, apply Valor 2 to friendly units. Especially if I look like I might be setting up on floor 2, I actually think Battle Cleric's where I want to be. Banished, Merchant of Steel, with a Merchant of Magic, Merchant of Steel. Damn, I might not actually go incant. Despite having a bunch of 0-cost spells in my base deck, I might not. Alright, tried to cough all the coughs out. Let's see how I've done. Nope. Failed immediately. Alright. We need equipment before the Swordmaiden is truly as powerful as it can be. Dominion's Reservation, so we'll set up on floor 2, where the healer will have already died. Yeah, Witchweave's not going to be able to do anything to them, but... Oh, hold up. We've got the flight ability, which means that realistically I should overstack one of these floors. So that would be Shield Steward with a Swordmaiden behind, and then we put Talos on the top floor, and then Talos flies down. I mean, I'm not really going to be doing anything about that Fallen Champion unless I use my Bloody Moon there, which I suppose I should do. Yeah, even that Inspiration doesn't finish off the Fallen Champion, but we will be okay on the top line. Oh no, it does finish it up with the Jackstrips. Can't believe I forgot about the good old Jackstrips. Get him! Yeah, overstacking a floor, getting the Valor at end of turn, getting the Valor from the Inspire spells, all seems correct to me. Rising Rage, Ascend and Advance, that gives us the ability to throw another unit to the midline. Gimme. Meddler. Summon to phase, ability Manipulate to phase a game. I have no reason to care about phasing right now, but we could get that in the future. That said, there's also Starstruck and Gravity, and both of those are pretty appealing. Starstruck less so in a world where I don't have any control, so this would just be Ascend or Descend depending. Give me Gravity. So I think I need to leave myself open to the possibility of going to the Merchant of Arms in the next area, so I've got to go Merchant of Steel here because I can't skip, you know, Merchant of Steel in both of these spaces. Not with this base deck. Like, I need the actual units to do some stuff. Multi-strike and large stone? Interesting. Battle Dancer, Steadfast Crusader. I don't really want to have to care so much about shifts. So I'll take Steadfast Crusader. I'll give Large Stone to the Steadfast Crusader. So now you're dealing 80 damage because you deal damage equivalent to your health. I'm going to give the Multi-Strike to Swordmaiden because after I have equipment, you gain 8 damage per equipment, so 16 damage from that. I almost feel like I should also throw the Heartstone on Steadfast Crusader, but I want to leave open the possibility to give it Titanite or even Mini Stone later. So I'll hold there. Yeah, -1 energy per turn doesn't really do anything to us. Quicksilver Cherubs. Cherubs. Are those haste cherubs? I don't remember. If I need to, I will reorganize my party around that. Okay, yeah, they are. So I think that means the Fallen Champions will get all the way to the top line. Although, remarkable. I'll slow this one so that I have a little bit more time for the top lines to set up. I gotta fly up Talos before I do that. All right, here we go. The one true turn. Oh, these jack strips. They're so good. The spikes on Legion's certainly a bit of an annoyance, but I think we'll be okay. Let's just quickly check. I ascend you. How well do I do? Fine. Skips another turn of you gaining additional spikes. I suspected we were going to be okay, though. Windblade. Shift, gain Valor 1, resolve, trigger shift. So the annoying thing about that is I specifically spurned getting anyone who cares about shift. Making that Windblade a lot worse, but also the Swordmaiden really wants to see additional equipment attached to units, so do I take it just to have a piece of equipment? I don't like that. Give me a Divinity. I'm not taking that Windblade. Celestial Storm versus Bloody Moon versus Meddler. Honestly, a third Bloody Moon I think is totally okay in the world where I really, really, really want to be able to kill those silence units in the backline. They've got 8 health as well, so the jackstrips won't be enough. And I'm hitting up the Merchant of Arms, which is the reason to spurn the Windblade at the start. Hello, Everlasting Strike. I love you, Everlasting Strike. Strike to apply Valor 2 to a friendly unit. There's also Zone of Silence, which I could set up on the bottom line. Setting up Zone of Silence on the bottom line would enable us to ignore the bottom line for every fight. The only problem is that the unit dies on the second floor. So we silence, Misshapen Fiends, which have, on death, extinguish rather, apply corruption to the front friendly unit. Not friendly to them, friendly to us, right? But that unit would be silenced on the bottom line. They would ascend, then die to the jackstrips, and they wouldn't be silenced anymore, so they'd still give the corruption. Slightly annoying. But it prevents, like, amalgams from doing things on the bottom floor that I hate. It prevents, cherubs. Not that I'm going to be dealing with cherubs, but, you know. I think it's a really good idea. We'll look at the event. Bone Dog and Bone Dog's Pendant. Oh, this is a very early Bone Dog. Urzel's Horde, how's your... I feel like your Pyre attack is not especially high. That said, I mean, I kind of should just have an empty line on the top line to be able to play the Bone Dog. I don't think Fire Club in the mid line makes sense to me. It is a lot of additional damage. I don't think I need that, and I think I can benefit more from other things. Like, imagine I end up putting a weapons cache there and just blowing up on the first turn. Could you? Could you imagine it? Here's now Multi-Striker holding a Everlasting Light now. I'll take 1 damage here in order to use Divinity. Yeah, the Ominous Acolyte and Savage Spearman will both die as they ascend here, so I don't need to do anything about them. I suppose just Inspire end turn? I'm going to use the Steadfast Crusader here because Arkion's going to be pushing them back. So Steadfast Crusader hits. Arkion will push you back, putting Swordmaiden back in the front line, which is where you deserve to be. I really want to play multiple Inspires on this line. I'll limit myself just to playing the one because that's a lot of sap that I have to take for doing so. And then I'll give some damage shield to the Bone Dog because Arkion will ascend, strike the shield, moving the Bone Dog back into defense and leaving a damage shield on it. So ideally that should keep it comfortable until the Relentless phase. Pretty sure there's almost nothing I can do here that's relevant. Like, yeah, I can Bloody Moon a target that's about to die. There we go. I'm just going to keep the Divinity stacks high on Swordmaiden, please. So that'll be our tank. beautiful. Oh gosh, if I can get dualism on the Swordmaiden. Oh boy. Let's get real nutty quickly. Time of the Lost Path. Apply flight to a friendly unit, allowing me to overstack a floor a little more easily. Yeah, I mean, anything that gives us the ability to overstack that floor more, I think is probably a good idea. I'm likely to take a 2-size unit in just a second. And then if I also take capacity, I can throw the 2-size unit on the mid-floor and then also fly down. The only problem with that is energy-wise, I'm currently locked into playing Zone of Silence on the bottom line. I don't need to be, though. Give me Tome of the Lost Path. Second Swordmaiden. Yes. Yes, please. I'm slightly tempted to go energy right now. I will take capacity. But the next one's almost certainly going to be energy now. And I'm going to hit this Merchant of Steel. I'm just harsh looking for dualism. Hello. Hello, dualism. Hello, dualism. You'll go on the Swordmaiden dualism. And there's another multi-strike, which I'll put on the other Swordmaiden. Well, interesting. Do I Empyrean well to get a third Swordsmaiden? And now our mid-floor is Swordsmaiden and playing literally whatever I get there? Do I do the Everlasting Light instead to get a second Swordsmaiden running Everlasting Light on that floor? All these questions and more. I'm leaning towards the second Everlasting Light at the moment, to be honest. Because if I'm not going to be playing the Silence on the bottom line, and I'll certainly say that it's not essential on this fight, it doesn't look like, then I have the opportunity to do something stupid. Like this. Swordmaiden. Swordmaiden. Steadfast Crusader. Oh my god. Oh my... I actually do still have the ability to do this. Ridiculous. Everlasting Light for you. Everlasting Light for you. Then I'll take Talos. Oh, the double. There we go. Then Calcified Ember. Float Talos down. End of this turn, Swordmaiden in the front line gains 32 shield from Valor, giving us a very reliable tank. And the Zone of Silence is still deployed. It's literally deployed. I shouldn't really need another divinity, to be honest. I just need my Swordsmaidens to strike enough times to guarantee I win. From all that juicy scaling will do. So, reminder, when you have a unit that has dualism, not only does this Swordsmaiden gain 16 Valor from every Artificer trigger, but also all of the equipment attached to her also receives dualism, which means that your Everlasting Light, every time you strike with it, is giving 4 Valor to all friendly units. It's currently looking like it says 2 Valor on the thing, but if I slow this down, you'll see it applies 4 Valor to all units twice. And then the second one would apply 2 Valor to all units twice. Oh, hell yeah. Let's get the dog involved. Thank you. Bone Dog, you are now part of the kill floor. Welcome. Time to stack you up with Valor. And I've literally just got a Steadfast Crusader here if it's necessary. Bone Dog, no! Bone Dog, why? Oh, I should have just given you Divine Shield. I was trying to be too tricky. I forgot about the Scarred set. I forgot about Gel the Corruptor, frankly. Yeah, there's nothing I can really do about that. Sucks. Oh well. Cursed Twin Blade. Giving another multi-strike to a character are obviously really good, especially if that character has something that triggers on strike. Shield of Wing is a especially powerful defensive option for the Steadfast Crusader as well. I am scared about the world where like, what if I draw the, even if I draw the Cursed Twin Blade, I'm going to draw at least one Everlasting Light. Okay, I'm okay with the Cursed Twin Blade right now. Especially if I can merge them in the future. I hope I can do that. Cosmic Bolt Attune deals 35 damage. Moon Cycle and Moon Cycle? I think this is a straight up skip for us. Merchant of Trinkets. At the moment, what I would dupe would be Bone Dog. I want to dupe another Swordmaiden to be, like, realistic about it. And then, you know, have the midline just be 2 Swordsmaidens with dualism, 1 Swordsmaiden without, and then all of them get equipment on deployment phase. Because realistically, we don't need the Steadfast Crusader at the moment. Like, I was trying to talk my way out of that, and I talked my way back into it instead. Oops. Firestone Housing, please. If I reroll, I'm not guaranteed to be even able to afford anything, so I'll take nothing. Swift Steel Dagger. Yes. So now here's the problem. I want... I might have to go... yeah, it's going to be energy after the next boss, and I'm not going to be playing the shadows on the bottom line. I've got to get that dupe of the Swordsmaiden if I want to be able to make this work in the future. I need to merge 2 pieces of equipment. So I need a Merchant of Arms, and then I need another Merchant of Arms, and I need a Merchant of Steel between them. So my final 3 paths are determined already. Now, I'm not going to use the Cursed Twin Blade in this instance because I do want the other Everlasting Light on the field. And it's when the Cursed Twin Blade is merged with the other Everlasting Light that I can do it more easily. Cursed Twin Blade can go on Talos, though. Which still triggers everyone's Artificer bonus, so no problems there. Oh, that's so annoying. Wait, will that Ascend kill you on the new floor? Nope. Unfortunately, it dies on the bottom floor. The Collector dying down there while it's silenced means it does not give me any money. Rude. I'll give you a new ability, and then I'll just overstack the next floor with you, I guess. Unfortunately, it does also mean you won't hold the ability you had previously. You can no longer charge. Oh, this one doesn't even flee now. Fun. There we go. Actually, did that give me money? No, I did Rising Rage. It ascended to the next floor. It should have died on the next floor, so it wouldn't be silenced. What happened? I know I've had a run before where I appreciated the Swordmaiden appropriately. I don't think I ever did it enough until right now. Punk Shredder, Enchant, Grant, Trample. That'd be a really good unit to just give the Tome of the Flight Path and fly down to the midline. Eclipse Chamber, no. Mooncaller, no. And Heavenfall, guess what? Skippy. I'm gonna make Hall of Mirrors deployable for a hilarious, fun reason. Then roll. Yeah, kind of what I expected. Let's merge a Everlasting and a Swift Steel. Boiler Room. I don't really need additional energy in the middle of the fight. I'm gonna get additional deployment energy in just a moment, so I don't think so. There is a part of me that wants to dupe the Bone Dog because I have reasons to now. I suppose I could also dupe the quick merged equipment and then literally just like cut a Cursed Twin Blade. Because, like, the additional strike is good, but it doesn't mean as much as attacking at quick speed right now. Unfortunately, this does mean removing Cursed Blade. Does it? I guess I can just merge the other two and just not play them at the start. No, it's too expensive. I'm doing a lot of stuff in deployment. I don't need that additional multi-strike right now. Hell, I don't think I'll need it. Full stop. I'll also take the opportunity to cut a Shield Steward from the deck. So next is Merchant of Steel, and then afterwards Merchant of Magic. Yeah, so Merchant of Arms, rather. So I'm not... actually, isn't another Merchant of Arms after that? No, I can just dupe the Steel again if I really want to. So Stryx gains 2 damage, or Stryx gives 2 damage to Hallow on Revenge, and Hallow gives 70 damage to Stryx on Siphon. Righto. Hall of Mirrors. Double Talos. I'm gonna get Swordmaiden. Swordmaiden. Perhaps a Swordmaiden. Then quick emerged equipment. You can have a base one. The other one will have another quick emerged equipment when I can. Fly both Taloses down, so each of these Taloses on resolves, giving 4 Valor to all friendly units on its floor. Just drop the Zone of Silence on the bottom line, so I don't have to deal with any unexpected nasties. Drop double Punk Shredder on the top line, they immediately die. I'm going to drop double Spear Steward on the top line, and this is so that I can protect the double Bone Dog that's probably about to go up there. I do expect those Spear Stewards to die. Double Bone Dog. I'll fly one of them down to the midline. Unfortunately, the other one is likely to be lost next turn to Stryx. A Bloody Moon would stop that. Oh, Selfless Sacrifice stops it. Oh, we're going to do so well against these champions. $150 Valor, translating to 300 quick damage as well as 150 shielding at end of turn. It's so good. And this... Oh, wow, the final wave triggered without having killed either of you. That surprised me. Oh, sick. Can I? Oh, I can't even descend. I can't even ascend. I wonder if I would be able to ascend Stryx past that line and therefore kill the other one. Anyway, I don't even need to speculate about it. We take 100 damage to our Swordmaiden in the front line before we slay all of the enemies here. We'll get 200 more max HP by the end of the fight. I don't know if I need a second Tome of the Lost Path, but I want one. Get the energy. Legitimately, getting dualism just to turn the other Swordmaiden into also a super buff Swordmaiden is just hilarious there. I'll also gain multi-strike again. I'm gonna reroll looking for quick. There we are, quick by default for one of you. Which actually isn't necessary at all in any way, shape, and or form. Tight Knight for the one of you that will be in the front. Stoic plate mail. Oh, thank you. Let's upgrade the champion to give 6 Valor, or should I say 12 Valor, because it's gonna double trigger. Sick. If we set up on the second floor, we can just have all those purified shards die before they get to us. -1 energy per turn is a little annoying, but it's 1 more energy than I had last time. All of mirrors. Those. So the two that don't have quick will gain quick with theirs. Oh my gosh. Bloody Moon. Calcified Ember. Love it. Let's get both Taloses down to the midline as well. Toot. Sweet. I mean, there's an argument to be made, like, Steadfast Crusader, give one of them Tome of the Lost Path and fly it down. I'll do it. It loses a lot of its utility, but now I have 2 spaces behind a Steadfast Crusader on the top line, which is a very comfy place to play 2 Bone Dogs. Sick. Very lucky I still had the ability to do that turn. Another Everlasting Light, a little bit of inspiration. Double the dogs! Sadly, I have no way to get Punk Shredder to the top floor without killing it. Mid floor, rather. But realistically, does it look like I need trample? Does it legitimately look to you like what I need at the moment is trample? I would offer that perhaps the answer is no. Welcome! Single round of combat. Imprison Zephyr. If only I cared about shift. Everlasting Light unnecessary. Liquid Courage. Look, it's a damage shield for 1 Ember. Unhappy with that at this point. It's not bad. And none of these mean literally anything in this deck. Yeah, this is a banished clan with theoretically an allied clan involved as well. I have no clue what they're contributing to this run. It's not equipment. It's not spells. I'm not really using the Witch Weaves. This is just banished. This is my first 1 clan run. Yes. I'll go Merchant of Magic with the removals as well. Tubeless Star. I think double stack Liquid Courage. -1 perma, useful for like Rising Rage, keep it until it's useful. -2 Bloody Moon, easy. Plus 20 consume on a Witch Weave. I haven't even looked at the Merchant of Trinkets. Big mistake there. X cost cards and cost 3 or more, or cards that cost 3 and more rather, have Permafrost. Dignity. It's the only spell in my deck that would affect. Not relevant. Actually, no. It would also permafrost the Zone of Silence when it's added to my opening hand, which is really good because it just means I play it on my first turn. When you play a spell, spells in hand that cost less or reduces 0 cost until the end of the turn. Honestly, not that impactful. Looking back at the Merchant of Magic. Spell Chain. I like the idea of Spell Chain on Liquid Courage. Removal's easy as hell. Get those Shield Stewards and Spear Stewards out of that. As for our dupe, one of our units is quick, so I don't even need to dupe another Everlasting Light to give that one quick. I want to get Liquid Courage. It's just a great oh hell defense card right now. And then just remove the other Spear Steward. Plus 10 magic power is free at this point. Hit it on Witch Weave just in case it's relevant. And head into the Seraph Eternus fight. The Curses of Entropy are probably going to be the hardest part of this fight to deal with. Okay, so the one at the back already has quick, so you get the Everlasting Light itself, then the other two get quick and Everlasting Light, and the front line is the one with front line is the unit that has Titanite as well. I mean, play the Zone of Silence on the bottom line, fly down both Taloses, clearing that top line entirely. Handy. Double Bone Dog! I'm just gonna add a stupidly additional amount of damage shield to our frontliner here. Make it pretty difficult to deal with this. Double the Steadfast Crusader on the top line. Thump, thump. Take 160 damage for having had the goal to try. Yeah, I'm already killing both of these enemies before they actually get to attack, so I don't need to worry about the buffs they're giving to units. Again, same sort of situation here. More than enough quick damage not to mind. Oh, this is great. Okay, Punk Shredder bottom floor. I'm going to Raising Rage you, then boom, pop the Swordsmaiden at the front line. So now we do have Trample. How much is that going to be worthwhile? Look, we have Trample. What more do you want? It to do something? Absolutely not. Yeah, having that is not really going to have a dramatic impact on the run. We are quite deep in hit button end turn territory. Mm-hmm. 339 Valor for our frontliner, and still 9 stacks of damage shields. No one could take it away. So much Valor. I will absolutely fight the Titans, thank you. I've rarely been more prepared to fight the Titans, actually. I will only be able to save one of the dogs, unfortunately. But save it I have. I have enough higher health at this point that I'm just going to let the entropies hit me. Oh, wow. Punk Shredder. Rising Rage. Damage shield 4 with the other one. I even get the Pyrelite out. Hell yeah. And we've got Trample unlocked as well. This early in the fight, that legitimately might actually do some stuff. Obviously not here, where I'm just hitting the same wall, but it's going to score us a couple of additional strike triggers. Oh, the triggers. Oh. Right, drop Steadfast Crusader on the top line. Stop bleeding a little bit. Got 140 damage on the Bone Dog in the back line. It's largely, it's almost all just Valor. Pretty sure. Yeah, this is the turn Savagery and Entropy both go down, so it's literally just up to you, Dominion. Come on, die already. I know that, like, fundamentally this run is Swordsmaiden, and it's Dualism, and it's Everlasting Light, and a little bit Hall of Mirrors. Not that the Hall of Mirrors is really doing that much. Like, a second Talos is nice, but You know, that's not where all of this valor came from. But I think the unsung champion of the run is Jackstrips. Seeing Seraph Eterna's chosen of entropy and just going, I can afford to set up online too. Oh, that means I can afford to get deep in Valor because I'll have enough time to get the armor from Valor. It effectively meant I didn't even have to use the Steadfast Crusader, which was supposed to be the defender for the midline. Instead, I just went all aggression, and the aggression was enough to defend us because we had a full turn worth of setup. Which then also influenced the decision to go for the Zone of Silence as well. Like, it all leads back. It all leads back to that same Jackstrips. I do think maybe, like, if you hit, a Titan that's already dead, maybe it should do, like, a little, maybe 10 damage, 20 damage, something like that to the unit that is left alive, especially if there's only one of them. Like, maybe if you hit a, instead of allowing pass-through damage, this would be, if you hit the Titan that's on 1 health and both of the other ones are healthy, one of the other ones takes 25% damage from whatever your initial hit against the dead one was. No, because that just means Dominion would always die. If it's a percentage of damage, Dominion would never die to the pyre. It would always just die to combat damage. Maybe if like if one of the Titans is on 1 health and the other ones are both on 2 or more, literally anything. Hitting the dead one deals 10 damage to both of the others. And if 2 of the Titans are dead, hitting any of the dead Titans does 20 damage to the remaining Titan. So it's literally just so that you can get additional pings on Dominion in the runs where otherwise it's impossible. Because I find so much of the time, I'm waiting on additional damage to finish Dominion. Like, I plan a lot of my Titan fights around, okay, and then it will also take 4 more turns afterwards for Dominion to die. And it'd be nice if, you know, like, it'd be nice if this ridiculousness translated into anything going on here. Because this is such a unique challenge. Like, almost nothing else cares about the same interactions that you care about in this fight specifically against Dominion. Ah, no, random thought. Obviously, they don't have to do it. I'm never making prescriptions with a gun. I'm never like, do this or else. It's more, I've played this game now for 420 hours. Literally 420.6 hours. And it strikes me that I often end up in exactly this scenario waiting for Dominion. Now, it's not dire at all. It'd just be a little nice, maybe. A little nice treat for me. Huge run. Great fun. Also, little fun tech there in getting something in your opening hand deployable, like the Zone of Silence, and not even having to play it because it's got permafrost. This is my fastest run! For real? Why? That doesn't seem correct. It's my fastest run, and also, I doubled my last Valor gain. I've had some ridiculous Valor runs, and this just outclassed all of them by a factor of 2. Good run. Good run. Hey, I'm gonna make it look like we lost by quickly doing the outro so that people are like, a sub 50-minute episode? Impossible. This is going off the rails. No, actually, it went on the rails so quick that we took out the Titans in the fastest time ever. A special thanks this episode to Zoe. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.